Hi, and welcome everyone. Hope you're all safe and well, and thanks for being part of today's talk. Today we'll talk about partnerships, the 17th of the Sustainable Development Goals, and the realization that none of the goals will ever be met without everyone working together. The SDGs can only be realized with strong global partnerships and cooperation. The World Economic Forum puts it, in the post-COVID world, we'll need to use the power of collaboration even more in our common battle against climate change. And that's exactly what this talk is about. Christian, thank you for joining me here today.
No, it's a pleasure.
I'm thrilled to have you with me. For those who don't know you or your company yet, could you please start out by introducing yourself and your company?
So I'm founder and chairman of XLN, and XLN, I'd like to think, is a partner to over 100,000 small businesses in the UK, where we provide them with telephony, internet access, Wi-Fi, payment processing. So a lot of the basic, perhaps boring services, but that are critical for your business to run, but actually the stuff you shouldn't be focusing on.
And you've been doing this for how many years?
Well, next year will be 20 years with XLN. Before that, I did 3 other businesses. I've been in the UK for 31 years now.
Wow. So Goodwings and XLN have decided to partner up and to together raise awareness about the need for climate action, but do more than just raise awareness. We're taking collective action together, and with our partnership, aiming at enabling more businesses, hopefully many more businesses, excellent clients, to change the impact that travel has on climate change. So from our talk previously to this live chat, you told me a little bit about the work that you've been doing for many years on corporate responsibility, sustainability. Could you please share a little bit about that with us?
So I don't know whether we were the first. I think we were. I'd like to believe we were. But in 2009, we made the decision to become carbon neutral. And I know that those terms are a little bit sort of, how you define them, but at least we were offsetting the carbon footprint we were creating. While we were going through all this lockdown pandemic, we thought we should take it a step further. From the belief that the broader shoulders have to carry more weight, but also if you're in a position to lead by a good example, you have a certain responsibility to do that. And it was something but also every employee and in the company felt strongly about. So we became carbon neutral since the day I founded the business 20 odd years, or almost 20 years ago. So we've removed or offset our entire footprint since we've been in existence. We've now decided to remove, so when we sign up customers, we send routers out for fiber and so on. And of course, for payment processing terminals. And of course, there's a certain amount of plastics in those, and having traveled widely and seen just the mess and the devastation of plastic washing up on beaches all over the world, I felt strongly, and everybody else felt strongly, we should do something about it. So we're removing as much plastic as we send out there. We're taking that out of the oceans. And we've also made the decision to partner with the Rainforest Trust. And so we have made a commitment to protect 25,000 acres of rainforest every year. And that is something, it's millions of trees, it's thousands of animals and species and so on. I'm proud of the fact we've done it, and everyone has been so supportive around it. It is a small step in the right direction. It isn't perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but it is a step in the right direction, and hopefully it can inspire others to just do a little bit, change a little bit, because I agree with you, unless we all do a little bit, we're not going to solve this problem.
No, and talking about this problem, I think there's a multitude of problems by which you address, as you tell me here, many of them, plastics, climate, etc. So it's really impressive. I think also what really blew me away the first time you told me the story was that you started so many years ago, because typically these are things that you begin to embark on this journey when you kind of feel you have the capacity, you have the resources. Looking into your client base, as you told us in the beginning, you have more than 100,000 UK businesses, I believe, spread all over UK. Many of them relatively small in size in terms of number of employees. So from my experience, these companies typically struggle the most with sustainability because they don't have a big department to solve that. So I think coming back to our partnership, there is a lot to be done to make it easy and affordable to kind of start with the low-hanging fruits. And this is basically what you and I and our companies have agreed on. So maybe just allow me to share with you why I'm so pumped about this partnership and partnerships in general. For those of you who don't know Goodwings.com yet, we're a global hotel booking platform, just like you know it from hotels.com or booking.com and those kind of major brands. And we enable businesses, we enable both travelers, but primarily businesses, to travel net zero without having to spend hours calculating your travel emissions or having to pay for this often quite costly removal of your travel emissions. And we do this by working in partnerships with like-minded organizations such as XLN. So without XLN, without Pleo here in Denmark, without TechSoup in San Francisco, et cetera, we would not be able to do what we do. Because working in these partnerships, we can spend very little on advertising. And just a fun fact, our competitors spend $45 to $50 billion every year on these annoying commercials that you see all the time on Google, Facebook, on your television, which creates very little value to you, the clients, or to me for that matter, or to the world. So the idea behind Goodwings is, why don't we spend nothing, or at least very little, on advertising and funnel that money to something that does create value for the planet and for future generations. And that is, for us, removing carbon verifiably. So we can only do that by working in these partnerships. And when I ran into you and you told me, well, why don't we do something together? We have, you know, a role to play, a responsibility to deliver on, and it was very easy to convince you to partner up with us. So I think that says a lot about you and your company. So the companies, just to finish it off, the companies that do sign up on Goodwings and do decide to travel net zero, they're not paying any extra. They get the same hotels, same rates, but we just spend our sales commission on removing carbon. And on top of that, they get an annual net zero travel certificate that documents that they have been traveling net zero. And in many cases, that can be up to 90% of the company's total footprint. So because unless you're producing goods, your total footprint often is, to a large extent, business travel. So we see an amazing opportunity, a global opportunity, in taking on, addressing this $50 billion ad spend and using that to fight climate change. So, I mean, that's a bit about Goodwings. The partnership is, we're now launching, I think, in 2 to 3 weeks' time, our campaign on social and through your channels, inspiring your excellent clients across the UK to decide how to restart their business travel. Because obviously, at the moment, a few people are traveling. I think you're coping a bit better than us in Copenhagen, in the Nordics, right?
I'm not sure about that. I think we all feel like caged animals, and we're all gagging. But at least the weather is nice now. But it's been dreary and really difficult for a lot of people.
Yeah, it is difficult. A lot of businesses are struggling. So to make a change in a post-COVID, post-pandemic situation, we need to make it very easy, very affordable for everyone to do the climate-friendly things, including how to restart your business travel. And we look very much forward to this partnership. So thank you, Christian. I want to take the opportunity to thank you as a visionary business leader, but also your company that has been so welcoming to us and immediately saw a win-win-win for your clients too, who also are obviously climate concerned, but at the same time need to restart their businesses, and that includes business travel. You've built an amazing, impressive company with serving so many clients all over the UK, and hopefully we can together turn a lot of that travel net zero.
Yeah, I think it was pretty obvious, because you're right. It's about making the right decisions, and everybody has to try and do the right things and focus, make a small change. So obviously small businesses have taken the brunt largely from this lockdown pandemic. So consumers have to help them. They must shop small, shop local, save the high streets, the villages, and so on. And I know from experience, having spent most of my life or a lot of my career running a very small business, it is not high on your priority list to be carbon friendly. You want to, but you gotta sell and you gotta pay the bills. And when you told me that for small businesses, something like 70% or more of their carbon footprint came from travel, it was obvious that, and it may not be, if you're running a hairdresser's, you may not go on a lot of business travel, but you go on personal holidays. And you can offset that with Goodwings and our partnership for no extra cost. You can ensure, and this isn't just offset, it's removed, which is a big difference. This is the real deal, the real McCoy of carbon neutral travel. And you can get a certificate for your website or your business to certify that you are doing your thing. It doesn't cost you anything. It's a slight change in behavior. Yeah. So as much as I would encourage and appeal to everyone to shop local and shop small, I would also encourage all small businesses to sign up to this. It is no harder, it's no more expensive, but it is the right thing. And if we all do just a little bit, we're going to make a huge change. And we have to deal with this problem one day or another, and it only gets bigger. So today is as good a day to start as any.
I agree. And talking about these tipping points, I think what we've seen in regards to COVID is a lot of obviously behavioral change. We're not doing we're not living our lives doing the things we were used to, but also how fast we could adapt. So I think if we continue to be as aware of the climate emergency as we are right now, which in itself is impressive that we can cope with health crisis and the climate crisis at the same time. But that's the reality. The climate concerns have only been rising all throughout COVID, which says a lot. But now we need to start acting, and we need to start with the low-hanging fruit, the easy ones, and here's a solution that can really make a major difference. Yeah. For those of you watching, I think the reason we decided to do this talk was not just to launch the partnership or to do a soft launch. The partnership will be launched in a couple of weeks, but really also to talk about the power of partnerships, because this is a demonstration of two companies doing something that for us is obvious, mutual beneficial and beneficial in a greater context. And there are so many partnership opportunities out there. So look for them and execute on them, because as Christian has been saying, every little thing we do matters, and hopefully we can have a substantial impact with this partnership. Thank you, Christian, for joining me.
Thanks, Christian.
And Chris. And for those of you watching, if you're not an XLN client, check out XLN's website. For those who are, stay tuned for more. And we look forward to enabling you to travel net zero. Stay safe.
Bye. Bye, Christian.
Bye.
Bye.